Yo, what it do? It is your boy, Warnstar. We on the cast with Warnstar. Look, been a minute since y'all know I'm back. I got to do the one-on-ones, but look, today I got a special guest, right? I got somebody that's very spiritual, all in music. You know her all around Nashville. For some of y'all, she been on a huge media run, and she is taking off by storm. Now, astrologist, entrepreneur, go-getter, got her own botanical shop, got her own everything right now. We got Miss Lil Venus in the building. How you doing, Lili?
Good. Thank you for having me today.
Anytime. Now look, like I told you, you know, if you already seen the show, I ask questions. We get deep down and personal. So today we're going to talk about spirituality and about you mentally, physically, spiritually. We're just going to get a little deep into it. Now, this interview is different.
That's
because
fine.
Everybody who do interviews, I do not knock y'all for what you do. I don't. But you know, when you come here, we're going to find out about the character of the artist, the character and the inside of a person, so you can be more in tune. Most people like to know the inside of a person as well as what you see on the outside as far as talent. So let's go and jump into it. So again, how you doing today?
Good. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Yes, today is a good day for me, or Saturn day. Saturn is the planet of karma, big daddy energy, and I got a lot of good karma today.
Okay.
So finally seeing the fruits from my labor. You know,
nothing wrong with it. Now let's go and jump into it. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to give y'all a sneak peek. We done a behind the scenes and we're gonna work with this, okay? The best way to say it, we're gonna work with it. So it's gonna be a lot of knowledge and a lot of information that you're gonna hear, okay? So be ready, be tuned. If you're not ready for this type of information, you may need to go on and click out and go somewhere else, because it may be triggering, it may be disturbing. So, but if it's triggering,
do your shadow work.
Make sure you write it down. Then leave when you calm down. Then make sure you do the who, what, when, where, or why it made you mad. And then come back and holler at me, okay? Come back and holler at me. So, Lili, let's talk about you.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's talk about, how did you get your name? Tell us about Lil Venus.
All right. So, Lili is a nickname for Lilith. And Venus is paying homage to forces unseen. But I work with a lot of different spirits. I do. But Lilith is one of my main goddesses that I love to pay homage to, because she was demonized.
Now time out. Why she's your favorite?
Because I don't like that she was demonized. She was demonized for all the wrong reasons.
Now you know I'm going to have to ask you to elaborate, right?
Yes. So let's pull out our good old Bible here. So in Genesis chapter 1, 26 and 27.
Okay.
In 26, it says, and they made male and female in their image. So I'll let you know right there, there was more than one person or thing or being making humans. And then in the next verse, 27, it says, and then they took that male and placed him in the garden, and from his rib there was Eve. Okay. But what happened to the first female in 26?
Okay.
Well, that's Lilith.
Okay, so that's Lilith. Now tell me, how did the Lilith come into your name?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I've been in the entertainment industry for a long time, since I was 19.
Okay.
Some people that follow me, they've been following me since I was 19, and they literally watched me do the journey as a model. So within modeling, I learned that some conspiracies are true, and you need spiritual protection in the industry. I personally, for my own personal reasons, I do not want to work with the entity known as Baphomet. So
who is Baphomet? Now you know I got a lot of babies on here because some
the
people...
goat man,
Okay.
the guy that y'all see all the time with the goat head, that's Baphomet. That is an energy that people use in the industry a lot, and that's an energy I don't care to work with right now. I'm just not there yet. So I'm gonna pick my own team, and Lilith is on my team, and I want her to protect me, and that's what I did. So I'm like, all right, if I give my artist name to my spirit team, there you go. So it's kind of like an exchange.
Okay, I really love that though, how you broke that down. So my next question is, what's the best feature about Lil Venus? I hope I'm saying your name.
Yeah,
right,
Lil Venus.
Okay.
And the diversity and the split between them two. Lilith, she's very dark feminine. She's the trap rap. She's the low vibrations. Where Venus is more sensual, more high vibrations. She might not even sing. She might play the instruments. You don't know what she's gonna do, and then they come together.
Okay. Now I know you play instruments. How many instruments do you play?
Too many. Okay, so right here is my keyboard. There's my guitar over here. Got another guitar over there. My saxophone is underneath of here. I got a xylophone over there. Tuning forks, chimes, bells. Now, I don't play my didgeridoo. I don't have the breath for that. I need to stop smoking. But one of these days, maybe in the future, I play an ocarina. I'm trying to think, what else do we have in here? Oh, and I play the drums too. Not the drum set, just the bass drum.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. So, what makes you you? What makes you unique from everybody else?
I don't have any shame. And that could be a gift or a curse, but I don't have no shame. I lost my shame a long time ago.
What you mean shame?
Have you ever heard someone being like unapologetically themselves? That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't have shame. If I did it, I did it.
That's the most honest answer I can hear, but we used to that over here on this channel. Now, not only that, let's go ahead about you growing up in the UK, because I have been doing a lot of research on you.
Okay.
And we have spoke about it before we got to recording about the UK. So tell me a little more. How was it like being over there at the age that you was in?
It's a big melting pot. So like over here, how we have like colorism, racism, and stuff like that, we just don't have that over there. Everybody's mixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you like about being over there compared to being in the United States?
Well, the same thing. I didn't learn what color was until I moved to America. So I missed the innocence of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So since I know you're a military brat, how was it for you to go through the transitions?
Not cool.
Talk about it, because it's
I already know what you're gonna ask me.
Yeah, talk about it.
No, that's not cool. We used to move so much growing up, and it would be like every time I got comfortable, we're moving again.
Okay.
So that wasn't cool at all. But I will say I found the beauty in learning how to adapt and learning how to meet different people and actually make something of it. Because even though where we lived would be short-lived, I always made it count. I have literally really good friends all over. Doesn't matter how long I was there for, I made it work. And now that really, that helps me out in the long run. If I want to go to Colorado, I know somebody that lives there and will happily take care of me. I want to go to Vegas, same situation. I want to go home to Detroit, same situation. Like, no matter where I go in America, I'm good.
Okay. Nomadic. Well, I kind of like that too, because even though you learn how to transmute that energy, so instead of just falling out and be like, man, I can't be in one spot, but it again, like you said, it teach you how to adapt. It taught you how to be more of a go-getter and be very social. Yeah. I mean, because you could either sit there and just be like, well, I'll meet somebody when I meet it and don't act on it, but you found to act on it to help you with networking the way you are today. Yeah. So this is going to lead to my other question.
Okay.
I come with them.
Let's go. Yeah.
So what brought you to spirituality?
Oh, I don't think I was bought into that. I was born into that.
Okay. Since you was born into it, so did you have... Because me, I feel like I know... It's the same way how you saying, but honestly for me, it took a traumatic experience for me to start leaning into spirituality, because that's how I got into tarot. Because tarot showed me doing something and it resonated just as much with the charts and astrology what I was going through, and it was so accurate.
I'm sitting here trying to think I've always been a dreamer. Dreams were my first form of divination for me, and I've been since I have a dream, and I was only 3 years old, and I still remember this dream to this day. But my dad literally got sucked into hell, and I was at the same house living in England that I was living in real life at 3 years old, and at that time I didn't even know who my dad was because my family had told me that who my dad was not my dad, and my stepdad was my dad. So I'm thinking this man was like my uncle. Okay. But I had a dream about him. And he came to see me. He took me from my mom at the front door. And the ground just swallowed him. And me and my mom were trying to get to him. And we could not. And that was the first dream that like really stuck with me. And as you see, here I am at 32 years old. I still remember it. And after that dream, I was a dreamer. And then the dream started becoming accurate. I would dream about somebody getting into an accident, and then boom, they got into a fucking accident. Like, what? So that, and then at 11, my second sight started. So instead of me having visions on the inside, now I'm actually seeing shit. And at 11 years old, I looked in the mirror, and it was two people beside me. And I freaked out. How could I not freak out, you know? And I called my mom, and she called my aunt. And my aunt did some type of prayer over me, and I couldn't see no more. And still to this day, I can't see the way that I could see back then. Now I can see shadow people and stuff, but the way that I could see back then, I can't see that no more.
You know what's so funny? I'm glad you said that because I always thought I was tripping. I was seeing shadow people since I was just like 6 or 7.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, they're everywhere.
It was more scary because you know how back then, like, I'm an 80s baby, so seeing them little movies growing up with them little weak special effects, hey, it tormented and scared the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. So anytime, like, I was scared, like, you know how they say it's good to be in the dark. Most people don't like being in the dark. Yeah. But when I started seeing silhouettes in the dark, I'm like, I ain't going to the bathroom, man. I'm not. Right. So, but the first time I actually had an encounter before to what we were previously talking about, because you said you was a dreamer, it kind of had me rolling because I actually seen an angel when I was 5. But I was in the room and came to visit my sister. And I was scared. Again, I was a little shaky baby.
Have you had any type of paralysis or aliens visit you yet?
I done had the paralysis.
One time at 8 years old, but I was not I'm telling y'all, I was getting abducted. Them motherfuckers had me. I will never forget this. I was in the bed, and it was a very loud sound. Like, I still can't find the words to describe the sound. It's almost like an engine. The sound of like a jet engine. The what's it called? The whirring. Is that how you say the word? The whirring of the fans? No? Well, it was like that. I couldn't hear anything. Okay. And then the next thing I knew, my body was really heavy. But I was being lifted out of my covers. And I tried screaming. I tried screaming. Nothing would come out. I couldn't move. Like I was paralyzed in the air. And then whatever it was just dropped me. Wow. And I still couldn't move for a couple minutes. And then when I finally could come back, I fucking booked it out there. Yeah. I was like, Mom! She's like, oh, you're just having a bad dream. No, I was up.
Yeah, now my paralysis story, it was like I was in my 20s and I was really in church. And I was fasting. So it was just like one day I was just like, God, you sure is good. And I was just laying there and I couldn't move. And I heard someone say, he sure is and you are too. And I'm like, you know what, you right. Hold on. That was loud as hell.
And you know, it sucks because mental health is very, very real. And there's such a thin line between like schizophrenia and being spiritually touched. And I hate that because like we can't have these conversations with just anybody.
Nah, so, hey, now this will be aired like this. If you ever had that experience, you will understand. If you not, fast forward a little bit on this. Just fast forward a little bit. Now, here we go. You know I'm getting deeper in spirituality. So what brought you to be a gypsy?
Like the traveling stuff?
Yeah.
I graduated high school and I wanted to be a model. I knew I wanted to go to college, but I couldn't see myself being stuck in Delaware for another 4 years. So I had a girlfriend at the time who was like, oh, let's transfer. We were working at Amazon. Let's transfer. Let's pick Tennessee. I'm like, okay, I got family in Tennessee. Why not? Okay. We left and the rest was history. I've been moving ever since.
For real? Okay, nothing wrong with it. But see, I had a bad encounter with a gypsy, so please explain to people what a gypsy is.
Well, gypsies actually have bad connotations. I don't really understand why. When I say that I'm a gypsy, I'm just talking about me traveling and being like a nomad. But the magical stuff that they do, I have no affiliation with that. But they're tricksters. Apparently, the women over there, they do their magic and they get their way. So, but maybe I am a gypsy because I do my magic and I get my way too, so.
Now, what type of magic do you do? Now, hold on, before we get to the, whoa. Before we get into this, now, if you want to click out, you may need to click out now, okay? Because we're about to get
And
a
you
little bit
can
deeper.
leave the comments, you can pray for me all you want, it's not going to change.
So, back to my question.
Yes, so I started off in the church, believe it or not. My grandmother's pastor. Christianity was my foundation. But then within that, hoodoo, and then within hoodoo, I found Santeria.
Okay, hold on. Before you go to Santeria, tell them the difference between hoodoo and voodoo, because many people think you're saying voodoo, but you are saying who.
With the H. Voodoo has 3 different ways to spell it, for 1, and for 2, you have to be initiated. I'm not initiated with voodoo, so therefore I do not do voodoo. I do hoodoo, which is herbs, root work, the Bible. They use a lot of the Bible. And you gotta be black. Simple.
Okay. Now, not only that, so most people frown upon spirituality.
Okay.
What is your thoughts about this matter?
I don't know why they frown on it. I don't have that experience.
You don't have it?
No.
Okay.
I don't have that experience.
The reason why I asked that because many people that had that. Well, I'm sorry. Many people that had that experience. And
Well, they frown on it because they
don't know.
right.
I think
You
they don't
fear
know.
what you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And because we have been brainwashed as a community to follow our Bible. Anything outside the Bible is demonic or the devil. So
I can understand that. So, as far as that, like, being on that type of level, when it comes to you, and again, I know you stand out musically. You stand out just you with your name by itself. You're just powerful enough to stand out. So when it comes to spirituality and you, how, explain it to the babies, how not to let that bother you when people do try to frown upon you or look at you some type of way, or your discernment or your
oh,
spirit
that's
may
an
be
ego
feeling.
thing. And that's
Okay.
going to take time. Because, I mean, I grew up in this. So I've been doing this since I was a child. Literally. And then, like, not just one form of magic. Like, when my auntie said that prayer over me, her faith, her culture, her spirituality is Native American. She's Blackfoot. So, you know, I've just been doing this for a long time, and it took for me to just really be secure with myself to be like, all right, I don't care what y'all think. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm going to do.
Now, what is your wildest experience being in spirituality? Besides the paralysis, since you already done said that one.
The dead people and finding out that everything doesn't matter. This is all an illusion anyway.
I can believe that. Honestly, that was the realest shit you could ever say. Like, I can believe that. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. You like fairies?
No, kinda, not really.
Not really?
No.
Tell people the difference between fairies and...
I don't
and
work with the fae.
Okay. So, what about gnomes?
So that's more, now we're talking about druids, Celtic or Celtic, depends on how you pronounce it, Wiccan, all of that is paganism too within itself, but that's more of the European magic. And I'm from England, and I have permission to practice Norse, Viking, the Druids. My grandmother's white, blonde hair, blue eyes. We got family from Ireland, France, Switzerland, Denmark. So I have it in my blood to practice those things, but I'm not called to that. I just don't call to that. So the gnomes, the fairies, what else? Leprechauns, Odin, and that whole pantheon of gods and goddesses. I don't practice that.
Okay.
The closest I've gotten to is practicing with a goddess called the Morrigan. And she's kind of more on the darker side.
Okay, so you had dip, you didn't,
I have.
you tapped in. Okay.
But only with the Morrigan. But her and Lilith go hand in hand, so.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now, hold that thought. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little pause, right? Just a quick little pause. We're going to be right back to you after that. Stay tuned. I got more with Lil Venus, okay? All right. Yo, we're back. My spiritual friend has been let loose.
Sorry, guys.
But it's okay because snakes to me is filled with knowledge. Most people don't even know what the real term analogy for a snake anyway. Very knowledgeable, very not only cunning, and it's not like you think. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this. Man, we got Lil Venus. Yes. Let me say it correctly. I'm sorry, y'all gonna hear me say this because I'm country. Lil Venus is in the building. Now, let's keep going on because we did talk about the experience that you had, and you know, we got a little deeper dealing with some things. So if y'all don't understand, rewind it, go back to it for the break. Now, let's keep going. What led you to astrology?
When it comes to practicing anything metaphysical, magic, however you want to term it, astrology was one of my first. I started off like a baby witch. I got into energy work, so Reiki. I got into meditation, crystals, and astrology. And I've been doing astrology since elementary school.
Now explain it, because I know some parts, but again, we got a lot of babies watching. We got
astrology is so vast, but for me, when it comes to divination, it's gotten to the point where I don't even use my cards like that no more. Because I'm me personally, because you have different types of readers. You got the intuitive readers. You got people that don't even read and try to tap into the predictions and probabilities. They can just tell you exactly what's going to happen. They're seers, oracles, whatever. So for me, I've always struggled kind of trying to figure out what kind of reader I was, because I can kind of do a little bit of it all. But for astrology, it's facts. When we are born under a certain time, under a certain longitude, under a certain latitude. There's literally a science to it. So with my cards, sure, I could pull cards for you all day, but guess what? Energy is always subject to change. Yeah. So whatever I read about you today can really change tomorrow. But when I look at these stars, that's not going to change.
Thanks. Now, you have talked about something very important, and I want to break this down because I love the way how you broke it down, because it was some information for me. Now, like you said before, most people like to pay attention to the first 3 signs.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You got to pay...
You said pay attention to the first 6.
Yeah, you got to at least do 6.
So, break it down, because I want you to talk about people, like break it down in your meaning real quick about the 12 houses, because some people don't even know what the houses are before we get to sun, moon, and rising. And then the Venus, Mars, and you said one more. What's the last one?
Mercury.
Okay. So break it down for us.
Sure. So everybody has their sun sign. That is the sign that you were born under. For example, I'm a Gemini. I was born in June. That's my sun sign. Your moon sign is an indicator to how you might act emotionally. And your rising sign is like who you really are, your essence, your soul. And then you have your Mercury, which is how you communicate. And then you have your Mars, which is your aggression and your ambitions, like how you will work, what you're passionate about. And then you have your Venus, which is how you love. Now, there are other planets, of course, you know, you got your Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, or whatever. But for me personally, if I'm dating somebody, I like to look at those first 6, because that's going to tell me the face that they wear, how they feel on the inside, how they react to their surroundings or whatever, who their heart really is, how they communicate with me, how they will love me. And are they a hard worker or not? And are we capable? Because in Mars, that's your aggression and your ambitions. But it's also your passion. So sexually, you got to look at that Mars. If that Mars is not hitting and then the Venus is not hitting either, how you love me, forget about it. We're just friends. We'll just be friends.
Okay. I like how you broke that down. See, because I only knew about like the first 3 till I started doing research. I'm like, she was talking about the 6th. Dang, maybe I should have went to go look at some 6s and some past or something. Like, so it made me think, because I'm a Virgo double Sage. So that's my sun, moon, rising.
Okay.
So Virgo double Sage, and then I am a stellium in the Libra chart and Sagittarius chart too.
Okay. So, do you know what your North Node is?
Cancer. I hate it.
Oh, why? That's very, chill, nurturing.
No,
homey.
because I had to learn how. Oh, y'all finna get some information on me. Gosh. I had to learn about my North Node, right? So
Yeah.
I know being Cancer, the opposite I believe is Capricorn. So I know in my previous life I always had the money. So this is why I
Right, you were the man. You feel me?
This one
is
is more like, but I had to learn how to work myself into it because I like money go getter, money.
Yeah.
So now I'm more about, even in relationships now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's be more emotional because this is what I'm supposed to do this lifetime. So
right.
I'm working on that. So yeah, that's my
and you'll touch a lot of people's hearts in this lifetime with that type of North Node.
It's hard. It's hard.
But when you do it, it's gonna be done.
I know. Okay, see, she finna try to work me. See, that was therapy. Let's keep going because she'll finna get me. Let's talk about you on Reiki. How long did it take you to understand Reiki?
Oh, I got my little certificates over there.
Yeah, it's over there.
I used to have a lot more, but I am not a handyman, and a lot of them fell and broke. The lights, don't judge my lights. I'm short. I couldn't hang them back up. But Reiki, okay, so I officially got my first attunement in that in 2017.
Okay.
And we're in 26 now, so I'm on my 9th year. It went by fast.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Vegas. It's called Enchanted Reiki Forest right there off Sahara and Jones. Melissa attuned me. And then I came here and I got attuned again by this guy named Wayne and Roy.
Okay.
And then I do my own thing here by myself. Do my own thing.
So about you being who you are, I can say a light worker. I can say a healer. Dealing with you. I'm trying to say it the most professional way. Dealing with you and your solar plexus because you used to be a dancer.
Something like that. I'm a worker, period.
Okay. I know you're a worker. We'll get a little bit deeper into that. When I say research, I don't research. Really, I know. I know. I call that a light worker. So.
I can see that. Thank you.
Is it hard for you to be in a relationship?
I never mix the two. If I'm ever doing that, I'm probably single and really need some money.
Okay.
But if I'm in a relationship, I wouldn't even mix the two unless she's also doing that. Then we can come together.
Okay, now another question here. I'm glad you said this. So when it comes to that, are you using sex magic more during that art?
Absolutely.
Because many people don't know. Break down. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Break down. You're a real gypsy. That's how I know. Break down the meaning of sex magic to people that don't know. Because some people just think it's writing down, affirmations and just putting it under your pillow and this, that, and the other. It's more than that. Break it down.
Right, but even with what you said is a form of it. If you're like, just starting off and you don't know nothing about nothing, good job. That's great. But you can get even deeper than that and be really intentional. I call it worship play. I kind of hate that worship play is also affiliated in the kink community because there doesn't have to be anything kinky about it. You can really make it sacred. But sex magic for me is basically when you have sex, it is very intentional. If you have your partner, you guys do set intentions like, say, we want to get a house together. That's our goal. You can very well write it down or whatever, but you can also make a vision board. And when you are being intimate, the vision board is right there or below you. Some people put their stuff on the floor and then, do it on the floor. I prefer to hang it up. If you want to use mirrors, you can incorporate mirrors. It's not just writing the affirmations. You got to speak the affirmations to your partner. So if I'm on top and I'm the giver and I'm giving it to you, I'm literally speaking it onto you. And I'm telling you, you got that house, you got that house, And then as the receiver, it's kind of the same thing. You can say affirmations as well, but it would just be like, give me that house. That's how that would work.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. See, that's some valuable lesson. So now, hold on though. Let's do both people got to be willing? So if both people willing bring the energy be higher, because many people would not be willing to.
You can take it though. You should always ask for consent, but we have entities that feed. I myself feed, and if I ask for permission, I've never had nobody tell me no. the art of seduction. But if you ask somebody and they say no, you can take their shit. Motherfuckers don't know the power of their pussy. They just give the power away.
I could see. I'm glad you said that because most people just be like pussy, right? I call it a universe because you gotta think about it. It's an unknown. Mm-hmm. The energy.
Oh yeah, but the phallus is just as potent. Just like we hold and carry and create, y'all do too.
Yeah, we do, but still need to go in that universe in order to make it happen. Still, we don't go into the unknown.
I hear her. She's sliding around here somewhere.
She close. Okay.
Yes, okay. But sex magic, it's whatever you make it. It's all about intention.
She's there.
And you can, yeah, there she go. And you can be a little deeper, look into something called Tantra.
What is Tantra?
So even with Reiki, there's a step above Reiki, and Tantra looks very much like Reiki. I'm not touching my client at all, but I'm working that energy, and sometimes you can take a person there.
Okay.
You can take them there. And then there's various forms, though. That's the form that I like to call hands off. Then you have white Tantra, where you don't orgasm at all. It's like semen retention, abstinence, whatever. Red Tantra, they still do orgasm, but they still set their intentions. And with that, even the positions are thought about beforehand. Because different positions, for example, if you're a feeder, sex magic, when you do doggy style with a woman, as a man, you're dominating her. You are feeding off of her. You are taking her essence. But when she gets on top of you, she finna take all that back. So positions matter too. Okay,
now, one thing, have you ever put a sigil on somebody?
Me and my ex used to do sex magic all the time with each other.
Okay. So, I mean, y'all hearing the information. I'm just a messenger, okay? I'm just asking the questions that was brought to me to the universe to make this possible, okay? So, let's keep going. Now, let's deal with shadow work.
Okay.
Explain shadow work to people. Because, again, we got a lot of babies. We got a lot of people that don't know.
Going within. And if you are that traumatized by something, I definitely always suggest going to get an actual mental therapist, because the mind, body, and spirit all work together. Shadow work is kind of a mixture of the spirit and the mind, and I guess the body, because you have self-care, or whatever. But shadow work is trying to figure out why you are the way you are. So you're gonna face your shadows. That means all those things that broke your heart as a little girl. What happened? Who did it? How did you react? Is this why you act this way now? And then that way you can reconstruct yourself into being a better version of yourself that isn't out here acting how you act because of something that happened years ago. Now the thing is, shadow work is never ending. It's not just about your inner child.
I'm glad you said that.
Because as you grow, you're still gonna go through trials and tribulations. And as you grow, you're still going to be traumatized. Death, for example, that's a main thing that people are traumatized from. As you get older, your loved ones start dropping like flies. That's not going to change just because you grew up. So a lot of people think when they do shadow work, they just have to think about what happened in my childhood. It's not just your childhood, it's your teenagehood, and then it's your adulthood, because as an adult, we have stages too. So it's constant. You always want to look at the mirror and be like, that made me feel some type of way. Why?
So what's the biggest part in shadow work for you that you had to understand in order to overcome?
Radical acceptance.
Elaborate.
So that's actually a DBT term. Shout out to my therapist for putting me on to that. Sometimes you really just have to accept things for exactly what they are. And once you can do that, then you can start looking at a different perspective.
Okay, nothing wrong. I love the answer. See, I'm telling you, I'm giving you information. Now, y'all be hearing this on the channel, but this is the cast, so I'll tell you, I'm putting it on both channels.
Yeah,
so
let's go.
This is the one right here for all the people who don't understand about spirituality. you giving them information and gems. So if they listen and they getting the information to be aware that it's not bad at what it seems. It's just more of the unknown.
Yeah.
So, but also on the spiritual channel, you giving them information on how to be enlightened, to be a better person. So let's keep going. Now, when it comes to you, what do you feel like you at your spiritual peak right now, or do you feel like it's always room to
Absolutely
improve?
not. I'm always evolving. I just went through a dark night of the soul. I'm about to be 33. I was 29. So 3 years ago. And after the dark night of the soul, I'm a brand new person. So I'm only 3 years old since then. I just started over.
Glad you said that. Let's talk about Mercury retrograde, because on your channel, and I'm gonna have the link below. On your IG channel, I did remember seeing you talk about Mercury retrograde a lot, and I was like, man, finally somebody explain Mercury retrograde the way that it's supposed to be, because I don't like it. When Mercury retrograde come around, I hide in like a hermit.
You know, we're sister signs and Mercury rules us, so we can get hit kind of the hardest. That's our planet. Yeah. But Mercury, so Mercury is the planet of communication and electronics and things of that sort. So for me personally, I've gotten very lucky. This is also the time where your exes spin the block. Yeah. But I don't have that problem. When Mercury goes into retrograde for me, it's always something messes up with my lights, my phone, or my cars. Because it also is in control a little bit of transportation, or electronics. But basically what Mercury does is when it's spinning backwards, it's forcing you to also go back and review things. So within that time, that's not the time to be signing new contracts. That's not the time to be looking at new booze. The reason why your ex comes back is because the universe is asking you to evaluate, are you really done with them? Or are you going to make the same mistakes? It's just asking you to return to yourself and do a review. And it will bring things to the surface that need attention. So that's why during Mercury retrograde, it gets really chaotic. Because if you were like, what's the words I'm looking for? If you were procrastinating, you can't procrastinate. That's why I always fuck up with my cars in Mercury retrograde. I know these motherfuckers need work. And I will just keep on driving. Then here comes the retrograde. Boom. All of them broke down. Because that's Mercury telling me, but you knew you needed to fix these. Yeah. Now you don't have a choice. So.
Okay. I again, thank you for explaining that. Now, let's get into your music just a little bit. Now,
yay.
I'm sorry it took so long.
My
before
art.
we get into music. Let's talk about your art, because since you not only play instruments, you also a very talented lyricist.
Oh, thank you.
The one that I like the most that really struck to me or caught my eye or resonated, let's say it in all type of ways, was Grace is a Life.
Oh, I love that song. And guess what? That was myself to myself.
Explain, because I was sure finna ask what inspired you to write that.
So this is an egregore. We'll get into that later. But Lil Venus is a spirit, and she is separate from me, the vessel, the person.
Okay. Hold on. Stay there. Is that kind of like Beyonce with Sasha?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that I didn't want the industry to give me a spirit, so I made my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So at that time when I wrote that song, me, the person, I was going through something really hard. And me, I really pissed myself off because I don't have no problems in life except for my love life. Anytime I'm going through something, it's just my love life, man.
It's okay. That's
so at the time, going through a breakup, and I just could not pick myself up. Oh my God, I could not pick myself up. So I just prayed. I prayed. And the little voice kicked in and was like, I got something to say to you. And there came the song.
Okay. So I like it because I heard it and you performed it at a lot of places. So my other question is, what was the best place or the best venue that you performed it at?
Actually, just recently, shout out to Frederick Weathersby and the Kingdom Cafe on Jefferson, Monday Night Jazz.
Hold on, let's watch this. He gonna die laugh when he hear this. Shout out to Yoshimitsu, man. deep friend of mine, so I already know who he is.
Great. So January 19th, Martin Luther King Day, we did a curated show, disco, and then the second half was with Little Timmy. Thank you, Little Timmy, for letting me open your set. I love being an opener, by the way. You let me open that motherfucker. What's up? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that was cause I'm a musician. It's cool to like go on BeatStars and find a beat, but I love when I can have people behind me playing instruments. It's a totally different vibe. So I've been doing Graces of Life all over, but it's always been on a backing track. So this time I finally had a band and we shook it. Nice. And they called the spirit. They called her. I wasn't me that whole night. I was somebody else.
Okay, that was cool. I mean, the energy took over. That's how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So my thing is, since you done that song, let's talk about, because you got another one I like, and then we're going to get deeper into the new project that we spoke of earlier. Tell me about Escape the Matrix.
Okay, that's with Atlantean Sound. Shout out to them. They are a group of producers. They work directly with Sony. They travel. Last time I spoke to him, he was like in Spain somewhere. And what I am trying to do with my music career, sure, it's okay to be known as an artist, but I would rather be known as my own label owner and a songwriter. And I specifically want to push for sync deals.
Okay.
So I wanted to create a song that was really catchy that we could push for TV and film. We collaborated, and kind of the same situation, but I didn't channel Venus, because Graces of Life, that was all Venus. That was straight Lili. Lili is like the one that's like, fuck all this shit, set it on fire, this is the Matrix, who gives a fuck, boo-hoo. But Venus is like, no, spirituality, just pray. They get on my nerves. But yeah, I channeled Lili, and that's what she had to say. She was like, all right, it's my turn to give a message. Tell everybody, fuck this shit, we out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now hold that thought. Now, let's take one more break, and then we're going to come back in, and we're going to finish this out, okay? So, again, we got Lil Venus in the building. Look, we are especially on the music part. We done went through the spirituality. Let's go and finish this out. Give us a couple of moments, and we'll be right back to you, okay? Yep. Yeah, you already know we back. We got Lil Venus in the building. We have spoke on a lot of interesting topics. I know we have been over the place. Now, we last stopped at Escape the Matrix.
Yes.
Do you care to share any more information before that break? Or you want to go ahead and jump into this new project that you're working on now?
Well, Escape the Matrix. It is streaming on all platforms.
All platforms now.
And that was my first like real music video. So everybody go watch the music video for me. Shout out to the people who helped make that music video.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Let me just say it like that. She ain't forget about you. She may not. She remember. She just caught up in the moment. So y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Right. And they know it too. Whoever rocks with me, I love them unconditionally for sure. They know it. But yeah, please y'all watch the music video. I did not want to make that video.
Why?
I don't want to do visuals, period.
Why?
Honestly, just resources. As a artist, it was very hard in the beginning of my journey because music videos are not cheap. They're not cheap, and as y'all can see, I'm a deep thinker. So I don't want to be the artist to just stand there in front of the camera talking my lyrics. No, I want to tell a story. So I need actors, I need props. Like, I'm not that type of artist.
Okay.
So if I can't do that, then I don't want to make anything at all. But the people who helped me make Escape the Matrix, they really did it in a way where I could feel like I still was telling a story. And it was just me and one other person. So, thank y'all.
See?
Now I'm gonna make more visuals, so y'all just keep giving me that good energy and I'm gonna make some more videos.
Alright, let's get into this new project that you're working on. Elaborate, talk to us about it.
Okay, so the new project is really the old project, but now it's the new project. But I wanted to drop an EP back in 2023 called Fatal Femme. And I was supposed to do it before I turned 30, because when I turned 30, I was actually supposed to say goodbye to women altogether. I'm not supposed to be fucking with them at all. I'm about to be 33 and I'm still very much fucking with them. So,
Okay, no wrong.
but Fatal Femme was supposed to be a collection of my horrible love life with these women. And then once I dropped the EP, bye-bye. I wasn't going to go back in the closet or anything. I just wasn't going to do what I was doing. And I couldn't finish it because at that time I actually was dealing with somebody, and it was like our situations, I could use them as fuel to write. I still had stuff to say, I guess. It just wasn't time. But it's time now. I'm ready. I'm ready to drop it now.
So, one thing I like that we discussed about is how you doing this new project. How are you making this project a healing project for the masses?
Well, for one, after I dropped the Fatal Femme, I got another EP coming out, and it's gonna be I haven't decided. I think I'm gonna have two sides to it, the low vibes and the high vibes. And Fatal Femme might even be the low vibe side, but the high vibes is gonna be more frequencies, more instruments, not so many backing tracks. I might have some vocals on it, people speaking affirmations. It might just be a choir. And each track itself is going to be designated for a certain topic. So track 1, if you're going through a heartbreak because you got a breakup, you'll listen to that. Track 2, if you're sick, you would listen to that. Like, that's how I'm going to do that.
Okay, now what it reminds me of, because I'm already clicking in my head, I can't say what album, because this is off her genre. She gonna know exactly off rip when I'm finna say this. Your project in my head is a visualization of Pink Floyd, of how he done Wizard of Oz.
You listen to Pink Floyd?
I have listened to Pink Floyd.
You just touched my heart. Did y'all see that?
Some people like, who is Pink? No, but I have watched that.
Wow.
Like, if you, some of y'all don't know. Okay, what I'm saying is, if you ever, I gotta tell you the right album, because it ain't gonna work if you know the right album. You gotta know the right album. You gotta take Pink Floyd and The Wizard of Oz, right? He got a certain album. If you play it, synchronize it at the same time, and watch Wizard of Oz without the volume, his whole album goes all the way through The Wizard of Oz.
And that's so crazy that you say that, because for Fatal Femme, how I told y'all I'm finna do these videos, each song is gonna have its own video, but it's all gonna be like one film.
Okay, I got you.
So yeah, like the Pink Floyd, and you put it to the Wizard. Yeah, when you put Fatal Femme and you watch the film, it's gonna match. Like,
yeah, okay.
That's crazy.
I got you. We here.
But that's so much work. This is why I don't want to do no video. You know how much work that finna be? Because I do it all. I write the treatments, everything. I might get a director, like I might reach out to Shawnee, maybe Debria, maybe I might just direct it myself. I don't know, but I do it all. That's a lot of work.
It really ain't just manifested.
Okay.
The right people will come in on divine timing.
Okay.
So, with that basically being said, alright, we done hit the mental. No, we hit the spiritual. We done hit the music.
We ain't hit my mental. Y'all want to talk about my mental?
Let's talk about, before we almost up out of here, y'all. We about to close it out. So we done really talked about everything. So this is kind of an interesting interview at this point, because for one, I'm out of questions. So
oh wow.
Yeah, we went through about 17 good questions. Well, on top of more 17. So
okay.
Let's go ahead and finish it out now.
I have a message.
Go ahead.
I want to tell people it's okay if they're not perfect. So my biggest pet peeve in my journey with spirituality is you have some people who are predatory in regards to how positive they are, and they paint this picture. In spirituality, you have to be positive. You have to be all unicorns and rainbows and almost delusional. For example, if I say to you, oh no, it's gonna rain tomorrow, they would be like, don't speak that, just say it's gonna be sunny. But if I'm literally showing you on the weather, it's gonna rain tomorrow, I'm not being negative. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? They kind of do too much. There comes to a point where you still have to remember, this is life. We are in the 3D, we are in the material world. Things will go bad, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're fucking up on your journey. Sometimes things really do just happen.
Yeah. I do agree. Now, one thing I can't add to that, I just feel like if anybody wanted to get any advice, life is always gonna have challenges. You only make it easy as you want to in your mind. Nobody don't trigger you but yourself. Now, it may be some things that you want somebody to do that you would do for them, but you gotta love and appreciate people for who they are, because it'll show you the true person of who they are, so it can show the true character of who you're trying to become.
And I actually just went through that. And a lot of people, I think, as a collective, if you know about like karmic relationships, that is exactly what a karmic is.
Okay.
They're your mirror. They're going to show you who you are and what you still need to work on.
Now, my thing, before we get up out of here, I'm glad you said that. What is your definition? You just said karmic, but get a little bit more of a karmic relationship and a divine connection. Or do you even believe it's a divine connection?
I think, well, all of our connections are divine because we're divinity.
Okay.
We're literally divinity in human form. So, and with astrology, if you look into your birth charts and you do synastry readings and you look at certain placements, especially that self node, if you have a good aspect in that self node, that means that you and that person knew each other before this lifetime.
Okay.
So I kind of believe in that. But a karmic. So yes, a karmic is just what you said about being a mirror. Unfortunately, if the work is not done by both parties, most karmics don't last.
Stop right there. Say it again. By what parties?
It has to be by both. It has to be.
Okay.
So even if one is really putting in that work, but the other one is not, 9 times out of 10, those two karmics will not end up together. For two karmics to be together, because you guys are mirrors, so you are constantly reflecting. So can you imagine how much shadow work both of y'all got to be doing, so you're not just reflecting bullshit?
So
That's hard.
Hold on, my question. I got a question. You got me thinking. Nice. So my question is, if you are doing the shadow work, right, and you doing everything you can, and like you said, in both parties, and the other person is not willing to do the shadow work or not taking accountability, because we got that a lot in this world now, not taking accountability of trying to do the shadow work, what would be your best advice for somebody on what to do?
I know from personal experience, it's going to be easier said than done, especially if you guys are locked in, but you have to walk away and let them live their own life, or else you will start to take on their karma, and it's going to bring you down.
So that's what we call the tower moment, like in spirit. Well, I said spirituality. We're both spiritual though. In tarot, like that's what we call the tower moment. Like you go through the understandings and the lessons of what you need to know, or spirit's gonna come in and intervene in this.
And if spirit has to get involved, it's usually very dramatic, and you're gonna feel that. Okay. So just listen to your inner self, because if you don't walk away, you're gonna be forced to walk away, and that hurts even worse. Okay,
now last question, and we out of here. If you can tell yourself something, if you can go back in time and tell yourself something that you know now, what would it be? Would you relive your life the same way? Because I know I would, because I'm spiritual enough to be like, yeah, I do the same thing, all the bullshit and all of that all over again. But for you,
I don't know. I think about that all the time. I don't know, because that's tough, because I believe in like quantum shit, so I know whatever I'm not doing right now in this lifetime, there's a version of me out there doing it, and I find peace in that. I know that's weird, but I really find peace in that. I'm like, well, homegirl, she got it, have fun, boo. Even though I want to be the one to do it, I know I'm out there somewhere doing it. So with that being said, I don't know if I would change anything, because I feel like whatever it is that I would want to change, I'm doing it anyway, just somewhere else. Okay. Or I'll catch up to it in this lifetime. I don't doubt for a second that there's something in this lifetime that it's just too late for me. I can't go back. Okay, so I said one more. Look at me. Do you feel like you done paid all your karmic debts and spiritual debts off right now, or do you think you still got more? I mean, I'm still accumulating them daily. Okay, you feel me? Like, we're still human. Okay. And that's what I'm saying with the spiritual community. There's people out there that will paint this picture like we're just not human anymore. And it doesn't matter how far you get, you're still in a human vessel. So yeah.
Okay.
I still got karmic debt. I know I do. Especially if you're dating, that itself can be a karmic debt. So
Well, look, Lili, I had a pleasure doing this interview with you. I had a ball. Like, honestly, this is, again, my first spiritual interview. So I had a lot of fun with this. And it was a pleasure to have you on the show. We talked about spirituality. We done talked about sex magic. We done talked about placements. We done talked about the universe. We done talked about you growing up. We done talked about a lot of things.
We did.
So we covered a lot of ground. But again, I feel like this was a major exclusive.
oh, thank you.
Because you got to break down and show people who you are. Who is you? And it's all about music and I don't knock any other platforms. I love everybody the same. You read my spirit since I've been in here. I love everybody genuinely. But I just love it that you came on here and expressed yourself the way that you wanted to be. And you got to be yourself.
Thank you.
You wasn't in artist mode. See, so you was more in your comfortable spot. And that's what people need to see more of.
Who the person really is.
Yeah.
Could you be these artists are not who y'all think they are? What they call cap rappers.
We're gonna let that be. So
that's another episode.
That's another whole episode, but it's a pleasure. If you ever want to come back, let me know, and we can try to set up another part 2 to this or another topic.
Yeah.
May need you to come in and be a little co-host on something. So
yeah, I got you.
That basically says, so this is your boy Warren Star, and this is
Lil Venus.
Hey, we out. I just want to say thank y'all so much for watching. Peace, love, and light. Light, love, and peace. Till the next time, baby. Yeah.